Everyone in the city knew Elias Hartman, the cold, untouchable billionaire whose empire stretched across continents, but no one expected what would happen the day a girl with nothing but a worn backpack, a tired smile, and a secret pain stepped into his world. Her name was Lena Ray. She didn't know his power, she didn't care about his money, she only knew one truth: her life was falling apart. And he was the last person she ever expected to save her. What happened next didn't just change them. It melted millions of hearts across the world. Lena Ray grew up learning how to fight for scraps. She worked 3 jobs, she slept on a thin mattress in a tiny attic, she carried the weight of bills, responsibilities, and a mother too sick to stand on her own. But despite everything, she carried a smile, a quiet, soft smile that hid earthquakes inside her. One rainy evening, after a long shift at the cafe, her world collapsed for real. Her mother's condition worsened, the landlord threatened eviction, and the hospital demanded payments she didn't have. With shaking hands, Lena walked into Hartman Towers, hoping, no, praying, for a job opening. Any job. She wasn't expecting to walk straight into the billionaire himself, Elias Hartman, cold, sharp-eyed, intimidating. That he bumped into her, and her folder of applications spilled across the polished marble. "Watch where you're going," he snapped. Lena bowed her head and whispered, "I'm sorry." But something stopped him. A detail he couldn't ignore: her hands, trembling, her clothes, soaked from the rain, her eyes, hiding a pain he recognized all too well. For the first time in years, Elias didn't walk away. He picked up a paper, her resume, her grades, her certificates, earned through hardship. "Why are you applying for a cleaning job?" he asked, "when you're clearly qualified for more?" Lena hesitated. "Because it's all I can get right now." Something in her voice, soft, defeated, shook something frozen in him. "Come to my office tomorrow," he said finally. "I'll see what I can do." She nodded, unaware that this moment would twist their destinies together forever. Elias Hartman built an empire from stone, raised by a father who valued money over emotions. He learned early, love is a weakness, feelings are a liability, trust no one. His mansion was large, his accounts overflowing, his time empty. He had everything, except a heart that knew how to feel. But Lena, quiet, gentle, resilient, walked into his office the next day and did the impossible. She made him care. He didn't understand it at first: the way she treated everyone with kindness, the way she smiled even when life crushed her, the way she lifted others while she was drowning. She wasn't like anyone he had ever met. So when he overheard a coworker whisper, "Did you hear? Lena's mom is in the hospital again. She might not make it." Something inside him ignited. That night, Elias showed up at the hospital. Lena froze. "Why are you here?" she whispered. "You shouldn't be alone for this," he said quietly. Her tears finally fell. In that moment, Elias realized his mistake. He had spent his whole life chasing power. But she, this girl with nothing, had a strength he could only dream of, and he was falling for her. Hard. Days turned into weeks. Their worlds blended like watercolor. Elias drove her to work to save her time. Lena helped him reconnect with the humanity he'd buried. He arranged better medical care for her mother. Secretly, she taught him how to laugh again, unexpectedly, but not everyone liked it. The media called her a charity case. His board of directors called her a distraction. And Lena began to wonder if she belonged in his glittering world at all. One night, she confronted him. "Elias, be honest. Am I embarrassing you?" He stared at her as if she had broken something inside him. "No," he whispered, "you're the only real thing in my life." But fate wasn't done testing them. A leaked photo. A cruel headline. A rumor that she was using him. Lena disappeared, left no note, took no clothes, just vanished, because she believed one thing: he deserves someone who fits his world, not someone who burdens it. When Elias discovered she was gone, something snapped. He shut down meetings, ignored calls, searched every place she might have gone, until he found her, sitting beside her mother's hospital bed, head in her hands, crying silently. Elias stepped forward. "You don't get to walk away from me," he said, voice trembling with emotion. She looked up in shock. "I'm not walking away from you," she whispered. "I'm walking away for you." Elias knelt in front of her. "Lena, listen to me. You think I saved you? No, you saved me. You made me human again. Without you, I have everything, but nothing means anything." She covered her face, tears streaming. "I'm not rich like you, Elias. I don't belong in your world. He gently pulled her hands away. Then I'll build a world we both belong in. Her mother woke moments later and whispered the words that sealed their fate. Lena, he looks at you the way your father once looked at me, before life got hard. Give happiness a chance, before it passes you. And that night, for the first time, Lena dared to believe she was worthy of love. Elias held her hand, promising silently, this time, I won't let you fall alone. Months later, Lena stood on a balcony overlooking the city lights, no longer struggling, no longer alone. Her mother was recovering, the nightmares were fading, and beside her, Elias, not as a billionaire, but as a man who had found something priceless. That he wrapped his arms around her from behind. Lena, he murmured, do you still think you have nothing? She leaned back into him and smiled. No, she whispered, because I have you. He kissed her forehead, and he said softly, finally have everything. The world watched their love story unfold, but only they knew the truth. The richest love comes from the poorest hearts, and sometimes, the one who has nothing can give you the world. The storm outside raged like the emotions neither Elena nor Adrian dared to express. They stood in the cavernous foyer of his penthouse, shadows flickering across the marble floor. Elena was shaking, not from fear of him, but of the truth she had carried for years. Adrian watched her closely, as if one wrong breath would send her running again. Elena, he said gently, tell me what you've been holding back. Her hands trembled. You think I'm ashamed of being poor, she whispered. But it's more than that. You don't know why I left my last job, or why I sleep in a shelter some nights. You don't know what I've survived. Adrian stepped closer. Then let me know. I'm here now. Her eyes glistened. My mother got sick. I had to choose between paying rent or paying for her medicine. I chose her. We lost our home. I never told anyone because I didn't want the world to think I was weak. Adrian's breath caught. Elena, none of that makes you weak. It makes you stronger than anyone I know. And for the first time, Elena let herself cry openly. Adrian wrapped his arms around her, not like a billionaire saving someone, but like a man terrified of losing the one person who felt real in his life. The next morning, everything changed. The news had spread that Adrian Blackwood, heir to a global empire, had been seen with an unknown woman. Paparazzi flashed cameras like lightning. Rumors spun out of control. Elena felt the weight immediately. Whispers followed her into every room of the charity center. People stared, some mocked, some envied, some judged harshly, cruelly. Adrian tried to shield her, but his world was louder, sharper, crueler than she had imagined. At a high-profile fundraiser, a woman wearing diamonds leaned in and sneered, "Sweetheart, women like you don't end up with men like him. You're a temporary fantasy. Nothing more." Elena's heart cracked, but she held her ground. Adrian overheard the remark. His voice thundered across the room, "No woman speaks about her like that. Ever." Silence swallowed the crowd. For the first time, Elena realized he wasn't protecting her because he pitied her, he respected her. He admired her. He needed her, but the world was only beginning to test them. Just days later, a business scandal broke. Adrian's board blamed her presence for distracting him. Investors threatened to pull out. His father demanded he end the relationship immediately. "She doesn't fit our world," he said. "And she never will." Adrian's jaw clenched. "She's not the problem. You are." But the pressure cracked something inside Elena. "I can't let you lose everything for me," she whispered one night. "Your empire, your legacy, your family. It's too much." "I don't care about the empire," Adrian said desperately. "I care about you." But Elena turned away, tears falling silently. "If loving me destroys your life, then I have to walk away." And she did, leaving Adrian standing in the cold hallway, watching the only woman he had ever loved disappear into the night. Weeks passed. Adrian felt the emptiness like a physical wound. He searched shelters, community centers, every place she might hide, but Elena had vanished, until one snowy evening, he saw her beneath a bridge, handing out blankets to homeless families. Her face glowed with kindness, humility, and a softness he had never seen in anyone else. She looked up, and froze. "Elena, his voice broke. Why did you disappear? Tears welled in her eyes. Because I needed to find myself before the world defined me by you. He stepped toward her. Then define yourself with me. Not below me. Not behind me. With me. Elena shook her head weakly. Adrian, we come from different worlds. He cupped her face. Then let's build a new one. She closed her eyes, trembling. What if I fail? You won't, he whispered, because you already survived the hardest life. I just want to survive the rest with you. And for the first time, she didn't step away, she let herself hope. A year later, Elena stood not in poverty, not in fear, but on a brightly lit stage. The Elena Foundation, funded by Adrian but led entirely by her, opened its doors nationwide, helping families who lived the struggle she once lived alone. The world now admired the woman they once whispered about. As applause filled the hall, Adrian stood behind her, not as her savior but as her partner, proud and humbled. Their worlds had not collided to destroy them, they collided to rebuild them both. Elena squeezed his hand and whispered, I used to think I had nothing. But now I know, love was everything I needed. And for millions watching their story across the world, the message was clear: where you come from matters, but who you choose to become matters more. And love, real love, doesn't care about money, status, or power. It only cares about courage, truth, and heart.